Cedar Institute, and Cedar Institute is a free college. It's impossible to get in that school.
Really,
it's a free college, but and the funnel, people who can get in that school versus people who need education. It's almost like the new problem in America. They think it's funny that no one gets educated, and everybody's dumb as shit. This is a problem. I don't know how we think we're going to be competitive on the world economy without educating our kids. So that's the problem. Lack of education and opportunity.
Lack of education. How come that hasn't just there's so much infighting well,
we create a lot of the infighting. When somebody has some shit, like you got some oil, we're going to create a fight. You ain't going to fucking hold on to your oil.
Yeah.
If you have diamonds, I mean, until recently, now I work in some ways in defense of the diamond industry. I run this jewelry company, and I created this diamond empowerment fund. And I met with President Mandela, I met with President Mahai and President Mbeki, and we talked about the diamond industry, and it's a great benefit to the countries that have it and have decent deals.
Right, and there's a lot more accountability now.
It's a lot more accountability, but the rest of the industries, extractive industries, are pretty bad, and all of them, if there's something, you find some shit in your country and you ain't got a big military, or you don't have a strong-ass government, you're going to be destabilized. If you look through Africa and you look wherever there's great resources, there's great instability. And not because the people are fighting over it, but yet the people are motivated by different corporations, people, countries that would like to participate in their shit. It's their shit, but they can't benefit from it.
I understand that part of it, but it confuses me, things like warlords taking food away from the people, that
happens all over the world.
Aid that comes in, and it's like you're killing your own people. But
you have to look at it this way. If you start with the premise that people are all the same and have the same aspirations, the same needs, wants, same everything, and you put them all over the world, these same people have the potential to create, and they all do, create beautiful religions with the exact same principles. And then you see places where they survive, and places where they don't. It has to do with the freedom that you give to them, and the lack of you cannot deny people freedom and expect them to flourish.
Right.
And so when people, it's always a result of karma, and always a result of cause and effect, and always a result. So it's never. So why can't they do it? Well, they have something you have they don't have in some cases, And I can't imagine what cases that you can get away with some shit because you're smarter or you're better. No one's better, So they all. I kind of give people the benefit of the doubt. I know that when people are suffering, there's something wrong. Why can't these kids get educated? Well, I don't know. Can we give them a school that's better than their home, and they go to the school and they feel happy and they learn? Or what are we doing to help to relieve their suffering is the only question I ask.
I would be
myself
out of my mind if I thought like that. Like you are a very generous guy. It's amazing that you could see these problems and actually go, I'm going to do something about that.
Yeah.
Like it's beyond me. It seems like it would make you feel good to do them, but to me it seems like the stress of having to actually figure out how to do it would be overwhelming.
No, man, there's no stress. There is stress if you create it. I think the world is, as a servant, it doesn't matter where you are, where you come in. It's very relative.
Now, what do you consider you a servant of? Like, who would you consider yourself serving?
Well, if I was a religious guy, which I'm not.
Obviously, I figured out you're not a religious guy, but you did say servant.
I
so
would say God. And if God was like the big ocean, right, and you were a cup of God, serve yourself.
Okay. That makes sense.
So if you're connected, if you believe that you were connected to the animals, connected to the environment, connected to other people, then when you go to work to serve, you'd feel comfortable serving.
So you're serving
yourself.
The collective, which in turn helps you.
And that's also not sweating the results, too, is what helps you do it. I'm saying this just because I know other people who do it. I'm a self-centered ass.
Of course you are.
But when you don't sweat the results, you just give and you don't panic about what's going to happen. It's not stressful.
It's a yoga principle, obviously.
It's not only a yogic principle, it's a Christian, it's a Jewish, it's a Muslim principle.
And
it's a
also
basic principle of all.
And that's where he gets his pleasure
But
from, helping others.
we're very jaded, and it's very hard to accept and believe that people are doing something just because it's good.
You know,
There's
you remember
no-
the
there's-
Magnificent Seven when Holmes was getting ready to get it? Oh, he already got shot himself. He was laying there, he's going to die. And he says, why are we back here? And he just looked, he said, for the goal. You stupid motherfucker. Just died. Just fucking died for the goal. I had a friend ask me, yo, Russ, man, what all them charities you run, man, what's the angle?
Yeah, what's your angle? You gotta be asked that a lot. Like, what's your angle, man? What's this guy like looking into it? It's like he's gotta have something
It's not
running
the
here.
specific best route to new pussy. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah.
There's other shit you can do, like, you know what I mean? They get, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's not a lot.
Yeah, schools in Sierra Leone are not the way to meet chicks. It's definitely not the way to.
guess so, unless there's a bunch of.
The schools in South Africa. Sierra Leone is maternity ward.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just you do it for fun, right?
I guess so. I
Right.
guess it's
It's not that big a deal. You could do it, and you do it now. Just by, I mean, you do it. You
probably
like making
couldn't.
people happy. You get up
I
every
do
morning.
like making people happy, and if it's
That's it.
sitting on my couch watching television, they're happy.
You only do that shit too
I'm a
much.
lazy bum, Russell.
What else?
Well, you only have a couple minutes
They're
left,
saying
so,
that you
so
have
we
3
should
minutes
promote the
left.
show.
Yeah, the show.
The show.
Running Russell Simmons,
I swear,
Tuesday
I,
at 10
I
on
said
Oxygen.
too much about the purpose of the show, but on top of that, we have these 2 interns. They're a lot of fun, and there's a lot of fun shit. We're on 7th Avenue. Again, I'm a yogi, not a priest. The most beautiful women you ever seen. The most fun, interesting stories. I mean, and I think that it's not like most reality. Like last week, for instance, like one of the assistants flashed her pussy at T.I. That was supposed to be a big deal, everybody. That was one of the things that girls CNN objected to, but it was a Sharon Stone moment. And when they dragged her in the office, one of the, not assistant, one of the interns, when they dragged her in the office, she said, oh my God, was it a Britney moment? And then I realized the generation gap.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a Britney moment.
You think Sharon Stone, she thinks Britney, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that was, and then little funny stuff happens throughout, and lots of parties and lots of interesting people, and it's really a different show than you see. And it's not. I didn't want to have talking heads telling the story because I didn't want to stop and see reality. Because once I see reality, I turn. But you know, I lost that battle, and the network and I've fought about little things. But the creative aggravation between all of it has turned out good, and the
And you're
show
happy with it?
is very funny and very interesting. And
What did T.I. do when the girl flashed
he
him?
went like, he just looked down.
He looked
like,
down.
Oh, fuck.
That's a rapper who gets a lot of ass. Because I would have just yeah. I would have. So you got to be smart. If you act like it's not interesting to you, that draws more women
He
in.
didn't have to do it. That was a funny moment, but that
Yeah.
was last week. This week, Amber Rose stays at my house, and we, because globalgrind.com is my venture, and the women from Global Grind come in my office and they asked me how to build a celebrity channel, and I said Amber was the most trending celebrity on our network, so we brought her in and took her to my house, and then we had this big party, which I have a 4th of July party every year, and it was there, and lots of celebrities came to the party, and Amber was kind of an interesting. She's crazy as shit. She needs a show of her own.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fun.
Spin-off.
Yeah.
Spin-off
So who
action.
else is there? My kids, Reverend Runner's on this show this week. His kids are on this show this week. It's a whole bunch of beautiful girls and fun people and hip hop. Nick Cannon's on the show this week. Reggie Bush is on the show this week.
I have a great idea for an episode if you haven't shot them all, but like
Here it goes.
what? I can't help my friend. As a charitable thing, a comedian who's never had a threesome with 2 hot chicks, and you try to make that happen. And if the 2 girls can get through it without vomiting, you give them a prize.
JB Smoove was on the show.
Of course.
No, he's a comedian.
I know he is. He's my friend, but I was hoping to get myself some ass, not hooking JB up. He's got to
Fucking
fucking.
some ass? Are you kidding me? You can't get ass?
Oh, he
I
gets
said I
a lot
couldn't,
of
but I
You get
can't.
plenty of ass, right?
I get
does
a,
all right.
no. I get a decent.
does.
I get radio ass. I don't get Russell Simmons ass.
That's the difference.
There's a different level of ass. I get ass.
Anyway, it's a pleasure being on your show. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I hope they
Russell's
don't
gotta
don't
go.
get in trouble for using real language.
Nah, it's
Our
good.
intentions aren't that
I like
bad,
that.
right? We're not that fucked up,
No.
right? In our heads.
We like real
I don't think
language.
so.
Running Russell Simmons Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on Oxygen.
Check it out, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Russell.
Take
Come back and see us. Yeah.
You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Virus. Sirius XM.